Live from the City of Angels, Sunday morning breaking box office slash now midnight movie money, as you see on your screen. And the money was bad for Ballerina, really bad. This is another L for Lionsgate, as you see this thing at $25 million. That is the weakest debut for the John Wick franchise since the first John Wick. Crazy, right? Couldn't even get to John Wick 2 numbers, about 30 million debut. Initially, the thought was this could do at least 35. And then as the tracking came in, as we got closer to the drop date, it dropped to 30. We couldn't even get to 30 million. There's a bunch of reasons why this film did not fire at the box office. I mean, obviously, you look at this comparable to Furiosa, a much better film than this, okay? But again, you have that, quote, girl boss thing going on, and you're asking the fans, the franchise that typically have the male lead, the male hero, and all of a sudden we're going to flip that, and you're asking everyone to come in and support that, and just, it's not going to happen. You see it, okay? We saw Furiosa, we're seeing it here with Ballerina, and it's just really a question of what the hell was Lionsgate thinking to even do this? When I first heard they were going to put Ana de Armas in a John Wick spinoff as the female assassin, I said, why? Right? The old monkey thing with, the meme with a monkey, like, why? Why? That's exactly what I was thinking. And look, here it is again. I've said this repeatedly on this stream, whether it's Midnight Movie Money or the later show. I tell you, you need to bring me into Lionsgate. They're very close. They're Santa Monica. I can be there on a Sunday morning, like 20 minutes. I can clean that place up quick. Should have done it after Fallout, or what was it called? Borderlands, whatever. Okay, I would have done it then, certainly after The Crow, pick a movie. I would just wipe everyone out and start over, essentially. But this only made another 26 million overseas, so 51 million. This is minus 66% versus John Wick 4. John Wick 4 was essentially at 74 million for the debut. We're at 25. Minus 66. So, yeah, and don't talk to me about legs for this movie. Not Ballerina legs, not box office legs, no legs. This thing's going down next weekend. Anyone pretending it's going to stick around is delusional AF. So, another L for Lionsgate here this morning. We'll discuss this at greater length tonight as far as exactly why this bombed. I think I went over the main points, but we'll do it again tonight with your comments on the Sunday Evening Spectacular. The number one film, again, Lilo and Stitch, to the Disney email, and you can see the latest on this, 772.6 million worldwide. That is 335.8 domestic, 436.8 international. And this was another impressive weekend, $100+ million global in its third weekend. The number 2 global release of 2025 to date. As we know, what's number 1, right? Minecraft. Now at 950 million. We'll check in with Warner Brothers here in a minute. Domestically, number 1, again, dropped 47%. And you're looking at $336 million, 17-day Q make that. Lilo and Stitch already surpassing the domestic total of The Little Mermaid. So it's already past that, which made $298 million in total stateside. Internationally, it is the number 1 non-local film in all material markets across Europe and Latin America. The one place is China. It's Mission Impossible Land. We'll talk about that in a minute. That film is now at $450 million. But you can say, can this get to $1 billion? I mean, initially I said no. We're at 772. Obviously, there is a big film coming in this week. It is How to Train Your Dragon, the live-action remake. Another live-action. Much more excited to see How to Train Your Dragon. We'll have that reaction stream on Wednesday. So we'll see what that does. But I don't know if it gets to $1 billion. I really don't. I mean, the film's not great, right? You guys saw Lilo and Stitch. If you didn't, trust me. It's just very Disney Channel-esque. It doesn't even feel very cinematic. But either way, that's what they initially made it for. Disney Channel. Disney Plus. And there we are with this film that has a shot at $1 billion. I'm still saying maybe. MI8, $15 million this weekend to the Paramount email. You can see now at 450.4, as I alluded to earlier. And you can see the international is much bigger than the domestic, right? We talk about this all the time. When you have that international to domestic cash, you want to see a 1-to-1 at least. Look, it's a 2-to-1 international to domestic, 301 overseas, 149 stateside, 450. So you're asking me, well, how does this compare to Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1? I really wish they would have just called this Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2. That's why the film's not performing as well. Well, actually, it's about the same. It's a little bit better on the international cash because China is coming in big. China is now at, let's see what the number is, 47.5 million on the China cash alone. I'm not going to do the China like Trump. Don't make me do it. China. No, that's not even it. Forget it. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 finished with 571. So this is at 400 and... I already forgot. 50. So we're going to probably at least get to that number. Does it get to 600? Yes. But yeah, listen, man, if this is a great film, we have a shot at least 750 or higher. This is not a great film. We've talked about it many times. Go back and watch my reaction stream. MI8's going to be one of the most disappointing films of 2025. I don't know how another film could come in and take that out because, listen, the expectation, right? If I just see some random film, I'm not going to say most disappointing because I didn't have expectations for the random film. But in this case, the finale, give it to me, baby. What? It's not even as good as the last one? What happened? Don't even tell me it is. I had a conversation with someone on X that they think that there's an alternate cut because there's people that are completely delusional thinking this is great. This is, guys, man, I'm sorry. You need to understand, man. I'm going to be chill because I'm going to play volleyball in a few minutes. I'm not going to yell to do that later. You got to understand. You can't be calling Mission Impossible 8 a masterpiece or a great finish because you can. I'm just telling you can. But I just want you to know, literally, it's done. It's over. No one's ever going to listen to anything you have to say again in the future. Sorry. I'm sorry that I have to do this and be, kind of just a little bit, brutal. But the reality is you can't miss like that, okay? You can't miss on Anora and say it's a great film. On Babylon. These are things you can't miss. You can, but you have no value. Your words are done. They're over. So, do what you want. But Mission Impossible 8 is very disappointing. That's as kind as I can put it. Karate Kid Legends was number 4, 8.7 million, dropped, I don't know percentage, roughly 50%. And then we have Final Destination Bloodline, 6.5 million. Let's check in with Warner Brothers. And you can see here, Destination is now at 257.2 million global. Wow, for a film that was going to go to Max. Nearly over a quarter billion dollars for that film. The number one territory outside the United States, UK, then Mexico, France. Let's go check in on Sinners. It's not in the top 6, but let's just look at it. It's at 357, just slightly up from last week. It's pretty much going to end there at 360, whatever. It's done. What a run, right? And we'll definitely get a Sinners too. Minecraft, I mentioned 950. You can see it 951. 0.4 now. Did not get to $1 billion. Will not get to $1 billion. We called that, I told you weeks ago. It's not going to get to $1 billion. It's going to be close. It's not going to get there. Phoenician Scheme is your number 6 film at $6.3 million. And that was okay on the rollout, right? It was platformed last weekend and then expanded this weekend. Not quite wide, but I guess you'd call it wide, but not massively wide. When you look at the total screens on this, 1678. It did 3,700 per, which is, for a small film lately, that's good. We've been seeing films 1,000 or 1,200, 2,000 on a good. So this is above that at 3,700 per location. And so, that's solid. I want to talk about Life of Chuck quickly. That film only landed 13,000 per location. That's not great for a film that Neon hoped would be able to break out. It's a film Twitter kind of film, right? The average person doesn't really care about Life of Chuck. We did the stream the other night. No one seemed to care about it. It's okay. It's not a great film. I certainly enjoyed it more than watching Ballerina, but I mean, what were we talking about at that point? And then you just want to see a film do better with the hype coming out of Toronto last year, the People's Choice Award, all that just didn't do. And I think when it expands further, I don't expect much from Life of Chuck. But Phoenician Scheme, Wes is a big deal. He's just a name that people know. So that's going to get you a little better bump on your debut when you go wide, because you have a director people are familiar with and seen plenty of his films in the past. Box office top 10. Quickly recap on this. Lilo and Stitch, number 1, $32.5 million. Number 2, Ballerina, $25 million. And that was only $7,300 per location. Remember, on a good opening weekend, 20+ thousand per location, sometimes 30+ thousand. You're looking at 7,300 per location. So, yeah, I mean, the film is okay. It's not unwatchable, but there's really no reason for it to exist. And I think John Wick in general has expired as a franchise. 4 was it. I mean, these studios, and it's Lionsgate's fault, because Lionsgate doesn't know when to stop because they don't have anything. So they're like, let's just make another John Wick. Let's make another Hunger Games. They don't have properties to work with. So when you don't have anything, you just go back to the well. It's time to bury John Wick. Okay, it's done. You could make another John Wick and it'll do okay, whatever. But I just, from a creative standpoint, kill Keanu Reeves. Not, we love him, but just kill the character. It's done. This is it. This is the death of John Wick today. Let's not have another one. There's some discussion of 5. We don't need another one. There's no reason. I would rather spend that money on anything that's a new idea. I'm so tired of going back and retreading a tire over and over and over. I want to see something new, and let's just end John Wick today. Let's call it the death. Thank you. I would love that. And I loved 4, but it's done. Thank you. Mission Impossible is number 3 at $15 million. Karate Kid Legends, as I mentioned, 4. It was down 57%, not more than 50, actually. That's not a great hold for that film. That film's funny. You got to watch it. It's one of the quickest edited films from scene to scene, right? It's like scene, 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 scene. It moves along so quickly. You're like, what's going on here? Is this for the TikTok generation? Why is everything flying by like a montage, the entire movie? Go watch it. You won't believe. 30 minutes into the movie, you're in a spot you should be about 45 to 50 minutes in because it's going so fast. You have to see Karate Kid Legends and pay attention to how quickly things move in that film. Final Destination is number 5. 6, Phoenician Scheme. 7, Bring Her Back, down 51%. Now at $14 million, it's not going to do as well as Let Me In. But I like Bring Her Back better. It's a good film. Also want to mention, Dangerous Animals debuted this weekend. I saw it last night. It only did about $1.5 million for IFC. It's a film that I love the idea of a serial killer that uses sharks as the kill. Well, yeah, and then it's executed. The screenplay needs work. We'll talk about that tonight. Number 8 was Dan Da Dan, Evil Eye. That is anime, correct? And number 9 was Sinners. Number 10, Thunderbolts at 186. Remember that when you look at Sinners, it is bigger at the box office domestically by almost $100 million than Thunderbolts. That's how bad Marvel has it right now heading into Fantastic Four. As I get to a couple of comments, we'll talk about Dangerous Animals tonight because it's got a lot of problems. From a screenplay perspective. You know what's wild is when you watch a horror film, this is why I like Bring Her Back a lot, is it doesn't pull punches. Now, Bring Her Back does pull a little bit, but this film really pulls punches. Dangerous Animals needs to go and jugular it, right? I mean, I'm talking make it dark. It doesn't do that. And that's always going to be a problem for me, even if it makes you feel bad, right? Hereditary, the reason it's a classic is because of that just dark as night ending, right? You're like, my God, that's what you want. I want to watch a horror film. And, a lot of you give me trouble for Exorcist Believer. The reason Exorcist Believer was rated higher by me is because at the end you think, and then wham, no, you pay a price. That's what I'm looking for. That counts for a lot. making a choice that's going to piss the audience off is always something that I'm going to be down for. Look at my review of Joker 2. I don't care. Do things that the audience does not expect. Why do you want to watch something you already know what's going to happen? Come on, guys. Stop. Well, yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Horror does well in the summer. You're looking at Bring Her Back and Final Destination. And the one thing that's important to note about Final Destination and the holds here is that as it goes smaller, the holds are naturally going to be good because as you're already down to, 6 million, you're already low. So when you drop, your drop should be lower. That's the reason that first weekend to second weekend drops so big because everyone runs out to see it, and then you have that huge drop off. When the successive weeks come in, you look at Mission Impossible this week, down 49% versus 57 last weekend. As you get smaller, the drops get smaller. Remember that. It's basic. Now, if you're getting smaller and you're still dropping hard, then you're talking about a hurry up tomorrow. You're talking about something that just completely and utterly bombed. Ballerina will drop 60% next weekend. I guarantee it. It'll be definitely high 50s to 60. There's no chance that film's sticking around. Ballerina is dead, okay? John Wick is dead. The franchise is over. End it. Okay, but when you look at the horror films in the marketplace, they do well in the summer because they're counter-programming. Kids are out of school. Let's go check out something. So we really need to keep populating that, bringing more and more in. What's the next one? I don't even know what the next one. We'll check tonight on the release schedule. But right now, we really need to have another big film come in because Ballerina underwhelmed. We're running out of Mission Impossible. It's pretty much done at any major level. It's $15 million this weekend. Lilo and Stitch need to move on. So I think we get that with How to Train Your Dragon. And then also you get Materialist next weekend, which A24 has high hopes for. You got 3 stars. I mean, Pedro Pascal. But you get 3 names in a romantic comedy / dramedy. And then you hopefully can build on that core, which is underserved, and let's hope that happens. I don't know about the movie. I have a feeling I'm not going to like Materialist at all. I think that Past Lives is one of the most overrated films of that year. It definitely was not a Best Picture. That film is, wow. I mean, we've just done that so much, right? As I get ready to wrap here, we've done so much of this overvaluing films over the past several years that it's really just mind-boggling. And you really start to look at situations where we need to get a grasp on this shit. We cannot be calling Past Lives a masterpiece. We cannot be calling Enora the best picture. We just can't. You can, but I'm just telling you, you're destroying any kind of credibility and eroding trust in society. We're already seeing enough of that in the world. Let's not try to do that in cinema. That's our job. We try to correct course and make things as objective as possible and nail things as much as we do here at MMT. Thanks for being here. We're back tonight with the Sunday Evening Spectacular. Midnight Movie Money is off the air. Peace out. Enjoy your Sunday.